Mayong hapon ka natong tanan. Good afternoon, everyone. I will be your host for today. My name is Mark Ramos. Welcome to the preliminary competition of Miss Universe Philippines Cebu 2024, inaugural season. This afternoon will be a very important portion because this will determine the fate of our ladies this afternoon. And of course, in the final night, this coming Saturday. So today we are going to have the closed door interview. We all know that this is a very important and a potential part of every competition because we're not just looking for a pretty face, but a spokesperson who could speak on behalf of Cebu. Are you judges ready? Are you ready? Are you excited? How are you feeling? I would also like to invite our friends on Facebook to interact if you have comments or currently live. And in a minute, we're going to start with our 20 delegates today. All right, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy this closed door interview. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I will be joined by Miss Michelle Padayhag, an independent Q&A trainer who will also be moderating this closed door interview. So Miss Michelle will discuss to us the mechanics of this closed door interview. All right.
Maayong adlaw Cebu and hello universe. Welcome to the preliminary interview of Miss Universe Philippines Cebu 2024. And I am Mitch Padayhag from Quick Thoughts and I will be today's moderator. So just to remind our viewers, all our 20 candidates will be given 7 questions and each question should be answered in 30 seconds. And now let's begin to our first candidate from the municipality of Alegria.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Micaela Batausa, 19, all the way from the municipality of Alegria.
Hello, Micaela. How are you?
Hi, Miss Mitch. I am really feeling nervous right now. I guess it's an inevitable feeling whenever you join a competition.
But for sure you're ready. So, let's begin. Your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
I did not grow up having a silver spoon in my mouth, and my parents has a difficulty in sustaining our needs. However, through live racing, livestock racing, and farming, they were able to sustain and give us good life and educating us that whenever we go, as long as we have faith in ourselves, then we could be successful in life. Thank you.
How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I could describe it by using this word. Guapa ang Cebuana. Whenever I say guapa, it's not just about the beauty, but with a purpose. And with a 5-year-old girl, she will be having this thoughts that being beautiful has always been something that we need. That's not only the physical, but also in the inside. Thank you.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
Well, my success will always be in contributing to our community in good, so that will be my success, contributing to our community.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
Well, I will help them. I know that every one of us have different opinions and different perspectives in life. Well, for me, I will share my experiences or my viewpoints without being open-minded. And I guess everyone would do the same thing, as well as if you are open-minded enough too.
From Skin 911 Medical, what is timeless beauty for you?
A timeless beauty for me is someone who's able to use her beauty with a purpose. And I am doing that. I'm giving an inspiration to everyone that despite with your insecurities, you are beautiful.
From Contempo Property Holdings, Inc., how would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
I can help everyone by promoting its advocacy, which is sustainable life or sustainable community. As someone who's been practicing, or someone's been raising an awareness about sustainable, through my platform, through Miss Universe, I know I could reach a wider people. Thank you.
And last question from Iconic Mall Colon. What makes you an iconic Cebuana?
What makes me an iconic Cebuana because I believe in myself despite of my insecurities about my height, but I am now here standing high with my confidence, with my courage that I could take all of these things. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Alegria.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day.
And now we have from Municipality of Aluginsan.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chase Vea Toledo, 31 from Aluginsan.
Hello, Chase. So these are your questions for today. Can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
My personal experience that humbled me in my life is when I was struck with this ultimate lifetime disease. I was diagnosed with lupus, and that's the thing that makes me think that life is too short, that we could never live for a long life in this world. That's why we have to live each day to fully, and we need to take care and love our parents while they were here.
Second question, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
As an MUPC, I am a mother and I have a child, so I would know, and I know how to talk to my child of being a good role model and a beauty queen. She sees it in me. Thank you.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
First is I would prioritize the local communities because as a beauty queen, you are a good role model to the communities and society. And we should collaborate with the organization, government, and with these local communities because they are the most important in our society.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
Although we have a different perspective and opinions, but this is a multifaceted. So we should appreciate and we should respect in each and every person because they have their own personal choice.
This question is from Staff Virtual. In our country, the Philippine Institute for Development shows that the average pay gap between men and women is at 18.4%, with women earning less. This means that a woman working the same position as a man earning 100,000 pesos a month is only earning 81,000 pesos. As Miss Universe Cebu, how can you use your platform to close that wage gap between men and women?
All should have the equal minimum wage, and this should be not presented by myself, but this should be presented with the organization, with the local communities, the government, because this will never be happen if we will not take an action. We should have an equal between men and women, although men is we think that they were greater than women, but we women will have a place. We can be a transformational leader.
Okay, next question from Skin Deep. What are your thoughts about this tagline? Women empowerment is priceless.
Women empowerment is priceless. For me personally, as a mother, it is important to empower other women. In this inequality and this society, we have this marginalized people that is not feel accepted, but we should accept everyone, especially to women, because we are empowered, we are powerful women. In this industry, in this society, as a mother, we are also powerful. Thank you.
And for your last question from RDT Industrial Sales and Service. How would you encourage Cebuanos to switch to sustainable energy solutions?
Let's have this sustainable renewal energy. We can use the pollution to make a sustainable project such as waste to energy. This solution can make our sustainable socio-economic development in our country, not just here in Cebu City, but all in our nation, in one nation, and we can collaborate with also with the global and national. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Alaginsan. So how's the
Good afternoon.
competition so far?
It's been very exciting. Thank you.
Okay, so these are your questions. Can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
A personal experience that humbled me was during the pandemic. I lost my mom during that time, and it was the lowest point of my life. But then, when in times of doubts, especially during the journey, in times of doubts, feelings of insecurity, it is my mom's words that echoes in my mind that reminds me to move forward and keep on going and chasing my dreams. And that made me realize that a person's passing doesn't necessarily mean they are gone. It's just that they live longer within us, and that is their legacy.
Next question. How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I would tell her that as a Miss Universe, it is your duty to empower people, to remind them that they need to believe in themselves because it all starts there. You need to work on believing in yourself because the gap between your dream life and where you currently are is you. And I think that is the most powerful thing a 5-year-old should hear.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
It will always be for the greater good. Every day I do that. And how I do it is I tell people my story because I know that it inspires them. In order to connect with someone, they need to understand you first. And before you can do that, you need to connect with them. And in order for the greater good to move forward, you need to start in yourself and empowering others.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
It's easy. I always listen to them first because the only difference between you and them is your minds. You need to understand how their mind works so that you can sympathize with them, and only then can you move forward together and unite to a greater cause.
Okay, Ms. Argao, your next question from Beanleaf Coffee and Tea. Our Filipino farmers are essential to the country's agriculture. How would you convince the next generation of Cebuanos to consider farming as a career?
I think the only gap there is that we don't educate the Cebuanos enough the importance of the agriculture industry. In order for them to understand it, we need to educate them first and make them understand that we are a country that needs agriculture because that is where we are. And in order for us to empower them, we need to remind them always, Cebuanos, we must move forward and educate ourselves.
Okay, from La Panateria de Luigi, your question is, how can you encourage Cebuanos to have healthy lifestyle?
Begin in assessing yourself. Every day, you need to understand that there are changes that you must do. And you can only do that by listening to yourself. In order to have a better lifestyle, you need to prioritize which aspects of your life you need to improve. And only then can you find something that you need to truly change in yourself.
Okay, Ms. Argao, and for your last question is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
As an industrial engineer, it is my duty, it is part of my responsibility to encourage people to be sustainable. And we can do that by asking the government, especially as your Miss Universe Philippines Cebu, I will work with the government in implementing stricter regulations regarding sustainable development, especially in Cebu.
Thank you, Ms. Argao.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right, we're now on our fourth candidate. But before that, let's introduce our judges.
Yes,
Marco.
let's get to know also the people who are going to have a hard time choosing the best speakers for today. We all have here Dr. Abby Magsongsong. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us here. Dr. Aldrin Armamento. Mrs. Ronnie Romero Gundran. Mr. Ronnie Romero Gundran. Jocelyn Tagulaw. Madam Jocelyn, thank you, ma'am. Madam Eleanor Velasco. Madam Beverly Dayanan. Attorney Rimar Dico. Madam Liz Tagima Cruz. All right. Ma'am Dolores Lumax. And Mabel Padillo. All right, she's coming. All right, thank you very much, Miss Mitch. Take it away.
Okay, now let's welcome our fourth candidate from Poblacion, Argao.
Hello Cebu, hello universe. My name is Kate Antoinette Ramrosa and I'm proud and loud to represent Argao Poblacion.
Hello, Kate. So for your questions, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
Back when I was in the kindergarten, I live in a province and I could see the poor situations that we have in life. We cannot finance the basic needs and our education. That's why I realized to value the small things in life and see the brighter future of it, because I do believe that these things have given me the more important things that was able to make me who I am today.
How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I would describe the Miss Universe title holder to a 5-year-old girl by simply showing her who I am as a person, because me as a role model to this young girl would show what the universe really want as a person, because I believe that I have the capabilities and I have the purpose to be a role model by giving inspiration that I came from poverty and that does not hindrance me to have my success. Thank you.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I would prioritize for the greater good, because the more people you help, the more it is to have the progress, because I believe if I am the person that will be focused on, I would not just be successful for myself, and I want to focus to people. I want the greater good to people. And me here, standing in front of you, I have my purpose to help my people through my advocacy, which is all about quality education. Because I want to help children to
Okay,
learn.
next question. How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
I would understand them. I, as a girl, I am compassionate. I would understand their situations, each situations, because the more understanding we have for each other, the more we see the goodness in each and every aspects in life. And I want to tell people that we should have the courage to influence others and be able to be a good example to everyone.
Okay, your next question is from Staff Virtual. In our country, the Philippine Institute for Development shows that the average pay gap between men and women is at 18.4%, with women earning less. This means that a woman working the same position as a man earning 100,000 pesos a month is only earning 81,000 pesos. As Miss Universe Cebu, how can you use your platform to close that wage gap between men and women?
First of all, I wanted to create awareness about gender equality, because we all have been given opportunities and it doesn't matter what gender you are. I wanted to create a policy that will influence every institution so that each one of us will be given the equal opportunities, and I will be using this platform to maximize my effort to improve our communities so that no poverty could exist and everyone should be grateful.
Okay, your next question is from Skin Deep. What are your thoughts about this tagline, women empowerment is priceless?
Women empowerment is priceless. I do believe that we cannot buy the empowerment of a woman. It is within us. It is for who we are. We have the compassionate, the ability to understand each of the people that men don't have as a quality. So I do believe that if we have this quality, if we have this empowering women, then we will create a greater future for everyone.
And your last question, Ms. Poblacion Argao, is from RDT Industrial Sales and Service. How would you encourage Cebuanos to switch to sustainable energy solutions?
I would encourage everyone to please do our own part at home. We should conserve our energy. We should be responsible of our planet Earth by using conservation. And with that, this is our Earth, this is our home, and we are its inhabitants. We should be responsible for it. And we can work together. We can do anything, because if we work together, then we will create a better future.
Thank you, Ms. Poblacion Argao.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're now on to our fifth candidate from Barian. Okay, Miss Badian is now here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Giselle Carriaga, 21 years old from Badian.
Okay, Miss Badian, I hope that you're ready for today. So your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
One moment that has humbled me in life was when I had the opportunity to volunteer in a community outreach program in Alegria. Witnessing the resilience and kindness of individuals facing adversity touched my heart and reminded me of the transformative power of empathy and gratitude. This experience reinforced my commitment to serving others with compassion and humility.
Okay, for your second question, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
A Miss Universe Cebu is like being an official representative of Cebu, showcasing its unique culture, promoting tourism, and supporting charitable causes. They embody the beauty, intelligence, and grace of Cebuanas, serving as an inspiration to others to be more confident and change and make a positive changes.
Okay, for your third question, if you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I would undoubtedly prioritize making a positive impact on the greater good, because in lifting others, we ultimately rise together, and the impact we make reaches far beyond our individual successes.
Okay, how will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
Understanding and embracing diverse perspectives is vital to creating unity and progress. By listening with empathy, promoting open dialogue and seeking common ground, I aim to build bridges and foster a community where every voice is valued, and together we can weave a tapestry.
Okay, your next question is from Skin 911 Medical. What is timeless beauty for you?
For me, it is the embodiment of grace, strength, and grace of Cebuanas. With a compassion and that transcends the boundaries of time. It is a reflection of a kind and resilient that inspires and empowers us Cebuanos. Thank you.
From Contempo Property Holdings, Inc., how would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
I would focus on raising awareness about the environmental conservation, promote eco-friendly practices, and supporting the local initiatives that prioritize sustainable development. By collaborating with local leaders, organizations, and community, I aim to build bridges and foster a future where Cebu thrives in harmony with nature. Together, we can build a sustainable legacy of sustainability.
Ms. Badian, your last question is from Iconic Mall Colon. What makes you an iconic Cebuana?
As an iconic Cebuana, I embody the rich heritage, resilience, and grace of Cebu. With a heart dedicated to uplifting my community, I strive to empower Cebuanas, celebrate diversity, and champion the cultural legacy of Cebu.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Badian. Okay, so for our next candidate is from northern tip of Cebu, from Bantayan Island.
Juvel Manggubat Dukay, 29, from Bantayan Island.
Okay, Jovel, your questions are, first, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
It was when I chose Miss Universe over someone that I really love. It humbled me because it was a very difficult decision, but then I pursued the dream that I wanted since I was young, and now here I am, going to the goals that I want to be, the Miss Universe. Thank you.
Your second question, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
To a 5-year-old girl, a Miss Universe Cebu title holder is not just a woman with a pretty face, not just a woman who takes care of her inner and outer attributes, but she is a woman who empowers, who inspires, who will be her leader when she's getting bigger. And she's going to be the woman she's going to look up to, not just as a sister, but someone as a leader in a community.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
Contributing to the greater good, that is already a personal success for me, because that is the goal in the first place. That's why I joined Miss Universe Philippines Cebu. Thank you.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
I respect that everyone has our own opinion. I respect that we have our individual perspectives in life. And that I would pursue collaboration between the ideas. We do partnerships so that we could give Cebu a better place to live in.
Okay, your next question is from Beanleaf Coffee and Tea. Our Filipino farmers are essential to the country's agriculture. How would you convince the next generation of Cebuanos to consider farming as a career?
Farming is very essential. It is not just what they call farming, that you're just gonna go to the farm. But farming, it is already producing something for the greater good. You are raising the economy of Cebu. Farming, it is necessary because it is our roots. It is what will help us to have a security, especially in the food in the future.
Okay, next question is from La Paneteria de Luigi. How can you encourage Cebuanos to have healthy lifestyle?
I personally advocating for quality, accessible, affordable, competent healthcare. And for one, we should have a healthy lifestyle. I would tell them that it is important for us to take good care of our being, because that is our inner core, so that we could have our self-preservation, we could have our self-improvement and self-development. Because at the end of the day, it is us who should take care of our life.
Okay, for your last question is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
I would, in advocating for sustainability in Cebu, I would promote that investors will come into Cebu because Cebu is peaceful, friendly. Cebu is progressive. We have attracted the local and the foreign already to live here in Cebu. And I want to show them that in spite of the modernity, the heart of the Cebuanos are still here with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Bantayan Island. From north, and now we're heading to the south. Our next candidate is from the city of Karkar.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Epson Lasco Calves, 23, from the city of Karkar.
Okay, Mipsen, for your first question. Can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
Growing up, I was highly independent. I was an achiever. But there was a point in my life where I hit rock bottom. It was when I was diagnosed to have clinical depression. From there, I realized that I needed someone to survive, that I need help. And I hope that this humbling story of mine be an inspiration to all us Cebuanas that it is okay. It is okay to not be okay. And the first step to becoming a strong woman is to acknowledge that we need
Next
help.
question. How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I would describe it in a way of a mother. A Miss Universe Cebu title holder is a role model. She is a leader to her community, specifically in Cebu. She is a guiding light to all the Cebuanos, just like a mother to her family. And I hope she will be the one who will guide Cebu to the universe. Thank you.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I would not prioritize one over the other, nor I will choose, because personal success for me is having to have help to all the Cebuanos. It is for the greater community. It is when I help the farmers who I'm advocating with to help them uplift their lives. And I hope that I will bring them as I move forward to the Miss Universe Philippines stage.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
In a democratic society we live in, we have varying perspectives, and that is okay. So that's why when I work specifically in my advocacy, I always make sure to listen to all sides, to all the stakeholders, to weigh all their opinions, because this ensures active participation from everyone, to ensure checks and balances in our community, because I believe it is through collaborative effort that I am able to bridge the gap between these sectors.
Okay, Mipsen, your next question is from Skin 911 Medical. What is timeless beauty for you?
Timeless beauty is a Cebuana that goes beyond societal expectation of what beauty should be. She is a woman of her own. She believes in what her values, and I believe that she walks the talk, and she advocates and challenge and banner for her advocacies, and I believe that I possess all these qualities. Therefore, I am a timeless Cebuana beauty.
Okay, another question is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
I would engage in local initiatives and collaborating to various organizations, because I believe that it is through collaborative effort and sustainable actions that we are able to move forward, specifically for causes for the marginalized. Because if we continue to be unsustainable, they're the ones greatly affected. Just like my city, Karkar, we are progressing towards first-class city, but at the same time maintaining sustainable actions and economic development, because I believe
next question, or last question rather, is from Iconic Mall, Colon. What makes you an iconic Cebuana?
An iconic Cebuana exudes the value of pagkamatinabangon. This is the value that has been instilled in me at a young age because I believe that I am going to help as much as I can to help the farmers who I'm advocating with, to help and guide them, and of course bring them to conversations and hopefully bring them as I move forward and bridge Cebu to the universe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Karkar City. Okay, from Karkar City, and now we're going to Cebu City North. Okay, she's here. Cebu City North, it's your turn.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christophany Hanson, 34 years old from Cebu City North.
Okay, Miss Cebu City North, your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
Honestly, I've been telling people that this has been one of the most humbling experience for me. For someone who has been through so much in life, for someone who has also experienced a lot of things in life, this has been one of the most humbling experience, having to share the stage with 19 other beautiful ladies.
Okay, your next question is, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I would say that a Miss Universe is someone you can hold your hands with. She will guide you to the path that you have been aiming to, and she's a strong and very brave woman that can inspire you, and someone you can look up to, and someone you want to be when you grow up.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I always want to have a personal success because the most intimate stories I can share to people have enlightened the hearts of many, enlightened the hearts of beautiful young women, and I have been so proud to share the light and rekindle the hearts of these beautiful women because of the stories I share to them.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
It's not about insisting what you believe in. It's about understanding the differences that you have with each other and having to collaborate with what you want and what you aim. At the end of the day, it's about building a community of stronger and braver people.
Okay, another question is from Staff Virtual. In our country, the Philippine Institute for Development shows that the average pay gap between men and women is at 18.4%, with women earning less. This means that a woman working the same position as a man earning 100,000 pesos a month is only earning 81,000 pesos. As Miss Universe Cebu, how can you use your platform to close that wage gap between men and women?
For someone who has experienced this and for someone who has an experience in the corporate world, this should be an awareness to all the corporations and all the workforce out there that women of age has the exact same qualities and abilities as our men. And men are valued because of their age and experience, and I believe the women should be seen because of their experiences, because of their abilities.
Okay,
as well.
next question from Skin Deep. What are your thoughts about this tagline, women empowerment is priceless?
Women empowerment is priceless because it varies in every woman. The beauty you see in yourself is what we should tell people and what we should spread out to the world. It is timeless because in every age and in every time of your life, your beauty is timeless.
Okay, and your last question, Miss Cebu City North, is from RDT Industrial Sales and Service. How would you encourage Cebuanos to switch to sustainable energy solutions?
It is always hard to go through new process to changes, but we must see it in the long run. Sustainability gives us a longer term, gives us a longer view in life. Sustainability is for the future and for our future.
Okay, thank you, Miss Cebu City North.
Thank you.
Okay, so from Cebu City North, we're now going again to the South. And I hope that our judges are having a good time at the same time. I guess that all is good, right? Okay, from Cebu City South. There she is.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Rayan Craze Graham, 20 years old and representing Cebu City South.
Okay, Miss Cebu City South, your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
This one thing experience that humbled me in life is that experiencing poverty and struggling for supporting my education. I am an architecture student, and as we all know, this course requires a huge amount of money. As we all know, it is the field or practice which requires a lot of effort to the artistic materials when needed in order to complete for the architectural structure we are building in the future.
Next question, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
The role of a Miss Universe aspirant or candidate will serve as a very humble, kind, respectful individual who shows kindness to everyone, including not just to the people, but also to every living creature around the world. Thank you.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I would be prioritizing for the future good for everyone. It includes not just the success we have, but for all that we have completed for the community or the world that we are living into.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
First, I will accept what their decision in life because we have different point of views and perceptions or the way how we see life and how we experience into different bumpy roads we are in right now. And I will be able to first respecting their decision and just a little advice of what something that I think would be able to help them improve something that they're lacking as I have.
Okay, next question is from Bean Leaf Coffee and Tea. Our Filipino farmers are essential to the country's agriculture. How would you convince the next generation of Cebuanos to consider farming as a career?
Living in this world where nature has resources that we can use or utilize to produce products that would greatly help to influence and improve the economic growth of our country, then I would be able to encourage them to use something that comes within our natural resources that would make them help them for their living.
Okay, from La Paneteria de Luigi, how can you encourage Cebuanos to have healthy lifestyle?
I would be able to encourage Cebuanos to have healthy lifestyle, to try to consider what our health is, then try to identify what are the possible things that would be applicable for our own health and benefit.
Okay, Miss Cebu City South, and we're now down to your last question from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
Sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu, I would be able to contribute for the implementation of sustainable just by starting on considering the sustainable development goals which are currently happening around the world. And we can't really deny the fact that there are a lot of people struggling about the possible causes and the fact that it might have included in our...
Okay, thank you, Miss Cebu City South. Okay, we're done on our candidate from Cebu City South. Okay, halfway, I guess. Okay, to those who are watching on this Facebook Live, please keep on sharing and tag your friends. And for our next candidate, we have from Compostela.
Hello, everyone. My name is Demi Haley de la Calzada from Compostela.
Okay, Demi, so let's start your personal interview with this question. Can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
I think the most personal experience that has humbled me in life is when I was a kid, I constantly got bullied because of my weight and my appearance, and because of this, I found it hard to love myself. And because of that as well, I have developed body dysmorphia and bulimia nervosa, which has sparked my passion towards my advocacy, which is mental and physical health. Because I believe that before we get to invest into others and into our community...
Okay, to your second question. How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
If there was a 5-year-old girl in front of me, I would describe that the Miss Universe title is definitely one of not only little girls, but also a big girl like me, because I've always wanted to be a princess, and to me, being a Miss Universe is not only a princess, but a queen with a heart and a purpose in the community.
Okay, if you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I would choose to contribute to the greater good because the good of my people and the community is also my personal success.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
I think that we all have different characteristics and personalities. So personally, I am used to compromising and collaborating and communicating with others.
Okay, Ms. Compostela, this question is from Staff Virtual. In our country, the Philippine Institute for Development shows that the average pay gap between men and women is at 18.4%, with women earning less. This means that a woman working with the same position as a man earning 100,000 pesos a month is only earning 81,000 pesos. As Miss Universe Cebu, how can you use your platform to close that wage gap between men and women?
I think we already all know that this is not just an issue that we're facing in this generation, but way back to so many decades. We women have fought our ways and our rights to be where we are. We sit in those tables because we have exerted efforts, which is why I will use my platform that this organization has given to me to spread more encouragement and inspiration to uplift women such as you and I, that we also have a space, not just men.
From Skin Deep, what are your thoughts about this tagline, "Women empowerment is priceless"?
I think I totally agree with this tagline. It is indeed priceless because women empowerment gives confidence to our fellow men. And of course, women has been the stepping stone of every country because every woman, I think that behind, those saying that behind a great man is a successful woman. I want to make a new one. Beside a successful man is also a successful woman.
Okay, and your last question is from RDT Industrial Sales and Service. How would you encourage Cebuanos to switch to sustainable energy solutions?
I would encourage my fellow Cebuanos to switch to sustainable sources because our island alone in Cebu has very rich resources, and I think that it is best when we utilize it and let us maximize these potential to our own, not only our own benefit but to the community as well.
Okay, thank you, Miss Compostela.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, from Compostela, now we are having Daan Bantayan.
Mayong hapon sa tanan. I'm Joanna Micaela Salgarino Fortich, 19 years young, and I'm from municipality of Daan Bantayan.
Okay, Miss Dan Bantayan, your first question for today is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
Well, the very first experience that humbled me is when I joined my first pageant. I was so confident to the point that I thought that kaya na ko ni, madaog ko ni, and then I realized that I lack something and it is something that I should improve on. So that's what I learned.
Your next question, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I would describe it to her as a big dream not just for herself, but for the people around her also. A Miss Universe is someone who envisions a society who has equal opportunities for everyone, may it be in livelihoods or in other things.
Okay, if you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I would prioritize achieving for the greater good because I know that it is not just for myself and it is for everyone that's around me.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
I would work with them by listening to them, by putting their own perspectives in my own, and thinking what is better for a better solution for a specific problem. And I think that it is really important that we listen to other people as well, because I know that we have different perspectives and different solutions for different problems.
Okay, Ms. Dan Bantayan, your next question is from Beanleaf Coffee and Tea. Our Filipino farmers are essential to the country's agriculture. How would you convince the next generation of Cebuanos to consider farming as a career?
As someone who grew up in farmlands, I've seen that how important it is to invest in our agriculture, and it is something that nothing could change about it, because it is like part of our life. Like, we get food from farms, and yes, in the business industry, you can really get
your
a lot
next
from it.
question is from La Paneteria de Luigi. How can you encourage Cebuanos to have healthy lifestyle?
I would encourage Cebuanos to have a healthy lifestyle because it is really important. It keeps us going in our daily lives. It keeps us pushing for our dreams, because truly our health is our wealth.
And your last question, Ms. Dan Bantayan, is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
Sustainable communities is a community that is not affecting the future. It is something that is really important, not just for today, but for the future generations also.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Dan Bantayan.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're done with Daan Bantayan, and next we're going to Danao City. So, hello to our Facebook viewers. So keep on sharing. We're almost done. Okay, so she's here. Miss Danao City.
Masidlakong adlaw, Stephanie Batucan Alcaraz, 24 from Danao City.
Okay, Miss Danao City, your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
It is when I realized that losing someone is one of the most treasurable moments in our life. It is because even though death has taken them, but then the most important thing is that they leave us the message and of course the lessons in life. Just like my mommy told me that you should be ready to any hurdles in life. Thank you.
Next question. How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I would describe it in a way that I am your ate. I will be your role model, and so you should follow the good deeds that I do and learn from the bad things that I had done. With that, I know that this 5-year-old will then become a Miss Universe one day. Thank you.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
As a person that always prioritizes others before myself, I will always choose doing something for the majority. It is because it's just me who gets hurt. It's just me who can move forward. However, if I could hurt most of the people, then it's also hurting me. So it's better that I could provide something to many and be proud of myself.
Okay, for your next question, how will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
I will try to understand the perspective from theirs, because it is important that I should not only be prioritizing the thoughts that I have. It's because we are a one community, and so it's very important that we can all be united by understanding each other. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Danao City, your next question is from Ski 911 Medical. What is timeless beauty for you?
Timeless beauty for me is embracing your beauty. It is because beauty for me has no standards. I am a morena, I am beautiful, regardless of what others or the society's standards is. And so we should believe in ourselves that we are beautiful, and then we can be beautiful forever. Thank you.
Okay, your next question is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
I believe that houses are just houses, and it is nothing without the people in it. And so I wanted that houses can become our home, not just my home, but everybody else's home. And so for this, I believe that it is very important to create a greater community or a great atmosphere of the community so that living can be peaceful and successful for everyone. Thank you.
And your last question, Ms. Danao City, is from Iconic Mall Colon. What makes you an iconic Cebuana?
I am an iconic Cebuana because I am a morena Cebuana. A lot of people has discriminated me, but then one thing is I can be proud of so that I do not give your opinions I don't let your opinions matter to me, rather. It is because I am my own beautiful, and so I should be a representation to all Cebuanas that we are an iconic woman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Danao City. So after this preliminary interview will be the preliminary competition that includes funwear and evening gown competition. So to those who would like to watch, please buy your tickets at our ticket outlets, including Bean Leaf Coffee and Tea Leaf shops in ID Park, Colon, and in Paseo Saturnino, and as well as all Skin and One branches in Cebu City. Now we have from the municipality of Dumanhog.
Good afternoon. I'm Feliz Alberto Saruminas, 25 from Dumanhog.
Okay, Ms. Dumanhog, your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
My personal experience is growing up, and then in the course of time, I lost my father. Growing up, I was accustomed to the idea that my parents will always be there for me, supporting me in every endeavor that I take. But I lost my father at age 15, and that was the situation that humbled me, and that made me realize that for the next moments of my life, I should treasure the people that I value most better.
Okay, for your next question, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I would describe this to a 5-year-old girl that being a Miss Universe Cebu queen, it's not about the crown, it's about the responsibilities. And I would inspire that 5-year-old to tell her that if you have dreams, go for it. And as a beauty queen, I will tell her that it is one of the platforms that if you want to create change, little girl, you can start with yourself and use a platform effectively.
Okay, for your next question, if you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I have always had this idea that I want to create a life that is impactful. Yes, all we want is to succeed personally, but achieving to greater success gives me more joy because it gives me more purpose and more meaning in my life.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
Well, I am an open-minded person. In the course of my life, being 25 years old, I have met a lot of people with different mindsets, different perspectives. And the key to that is being open-minded and being able to share your ideas and collaborate effectively.
Okay, Ms. Dumanhog, your next question is from Staff Virtual. In our country, the Philippine Institute for Development shows that the average pay gap between men and women is at 18.4%, with women earning less. This means that a woman working the same position as a man earning 100,000 pesos a month is only earning 81,000 pesos. As Miss Universe Cebu, how can you use your platform to close that wage gap between men and women?
I would want to share my personal experience as a current sales manager for a tech company. I would encourage to promote equal rights in the workforce. We should hire people not by their gender, not by their nationalities, but by their capabilities.
Okay, another question is from Skin Deep. What are your thoughts about this tagline, women empowerment is priceless?
I believe that an empowered woman is priceless because an empowered woman is someone that believes in herself. Therefore, once she believes in herself, she has the capability to change not just herself but her community through her influence.
And your last question is from RDT Industrial Sales and Service. How would you encourage Cebuanos to switch to sustainable energy solutions?
I think the concrete way to do this is through education. It's very easy to influence other people, but of course we need to back that up with education because once people do not understand something, they don't have the energy to do it. So if they understand it, they would potentially have the energy to be one with that goal.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Dumanhog.
Thank you.
Okay, from Dumanhog now, let's have from Lapu-Lapu City. There she is, Lapu-Lapu City.
Good evening. My name is Natasha Testa, 20 years old from Lapu-Lapu City.
Okay, Miss Lapu-Lapu City, your first question. Can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
Last December 2023, a devastating fire happened in Santa Maria, Barangay Pusok, in my city, Lapu-Lapu City. And later on that night, I posted on my social media platform a donation drive, and hundreds of people have reached out on me that they want to send their donations and help. And that alone, seeing the faces of the children in Santa Maria really humbled me, because I am very grateful that I still have roof over my head. Thank you.
Okay, next question. How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
It's about authenticity. I just want to say to that little girl, especially if I am that little girl, this is exact the words that I will going to tell that person. Be authentic to yourself and be yourself no matter what other people will say about you, because in the future many people will doubt you. But when you believe in yourself, nobody can ever bring you down. Thank you.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
Of course, contributing for the greater good, because contributing for greater good is also already a success to me. Just what I've said, from helping to the people of Santa Maria, it really fills my heart, and my parents are so proud of me, and that's my main definition of success to me. Thank you.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
It doesn't mean if you're right, then mine is wrong, and if it doesn't mean mine is right, then you are wrong. We just have to respect each other's opinion and learn to live and to stand up for ourselves, and also understanding other people as well. Thank you.
This question is from Skin 911 Medical. What is timeless beauty for you?
For me, timeless beauty is always being confident about yourself, knowing your flaws and imperfection, but still you feel good about yourself, and that is timeless. Thank you.
And another question is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
Well, as a public commuter, I always budging with traffic and pollution. I would like to inspire my fellow Cebuanos to support eco-friendly transportation such as e-bike, e-jeep, or e-buses, so that we can lessen the pollution in the city and we could have a greener and livable Cebu province. Thank you.
And for your last question, Ms. Lapu-Lapu City, is from Iconic Mall Colon. What makes you an iconic Cebuana?
I am iconic by being a Cebuana, a proud Cebuana who will stand up for myself, because a Cebuana who stands up for herself is a Cebuana who stands up for all Cebuana. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Lapu-Lapu City. Okay. So after Lapu-Lapu City, our next candidate is from Medellin.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Blanche Comisilia, representing Medellin.
Okay, Miss Medellin, your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
I have been into many struggles in life, and one thing that humbled me is that being a Miss Medellin, it wasn't easy, my journey wasn't easy, but after all, it was all worthy. And that experience, I've been less fortunate, I've not blessed enough. But at the end, I was being crowned. I wasn't able to receive any award. However, I was able to get the crown.
Okay, your next question is, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I would tell this 5-year-old girl that being a Miss Universe is someone who can speak and someone who can inspire others. It may not be as soon as possible. At least she is willing to do everything that she wants to tell this 5-year-old kid.
Okay, if you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
Can you repeat the question once again?
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
I believe the Miss Universe would appreciate prioritizing others. It's not just, I'm sorry, prioritizing others. I believe that we candidates are the instruments to uplift one another.
Okay, another question. How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
I think that it may, sorry.
How will you work with individuals who have perspective different from yours?
We may have different perspectives in life, but I believe we should consider their opinions as well and understand them so we can we'll be united as one.
This question is from Beanleaf Coffee and Tea. Our Filipino farmers are essential to the country's agriculture. How would you convince the next generation of Cebuanos to consider farming as a career?
I grew up in a community where farmer and fishing is very essential, and I think that being a farmer isn't bad. It's just that you have to appreciate what you have, appreciate the things that make you successful in life. It may be a farmer or farming. It can help you to achieve great things in life.
Okay, next question is from La Paneteria de Luigi. How can you encourage Cebuanos to have healthy lifestyle?
As someone who's not really fit, I was being bashed by my skin and by my weight. I am doing by selecting foods that is nutrition, like vegetables and fish and also meat. And to maintain this fitness, we have to be able to limit and of course control our food.
Okay, and for your last question is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
One thing I can do is to promote my advocacy, which is fishing. In this generation, we are not more focused on fishing industry, and I believe that this organization can help me to uplift and recognize the fishermen in my town.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Medellin. So we're now down to our last 5 candidates, and we have Minglanilia.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nika Zosanabwa from Minglanilia.
Okay, Ms. Minglanilia, your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
Losing my father 7 days before my 18th birthday truly humbled me. One of the life lessons that I have learned is to be humble. I have worked independently despite of my mother's support. This has given me the value of humility, a quality I embody as a Cebuana. This has taken me far in life, and I think it should for you too. Thank you.
How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
I'll explain to that little girl what dreams are all about. Miss Universe Philippines Cebu is not just about the glitz and the glamour. You work for kindness, stand up for everything that you work for, and of course, give everyone the support that they need. And that's why I'll explain to her or tell her that she can also be Miss Universe in the future as long as she has the heart.
Next question. If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
One of the reasons why I'm studying medicine is to contribute for the greater good of the Cebuano community. And to be honest, I have been volunteering for 7 years to special children because I have seen potential in them. And of course, with the proper guide to them, we can give them the chance to live productively in the mainstream of our society. Thank you.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
There is always beauty in different perspectives, and this is the time we can foster understanding by actively listening to their concerns and, of course, engaging in different conversations and finding a common ground. For me personally, I always lend an open ear and engage in healthy discussions with these individuals because what matters the most is the common good of our Cebuano community.
Next question is from Skin 911 Medical. What is timeless beauty for you?
As a confidently beautiful Cebuana, timeless beauty to me is an inner radiance that reflects on kindness and authenticity. It goes beyond physical appearance, and to be honest, it embraces the quality of being a Cebuana, which is genuinely being compassionate to other people. And that is why I can say that I am and every Cebuana can be a timeless beauty.
Next question is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
I would actively engage with the local community, supporting local talents, promoting eco-friendly practices, and of course, supporting green initiatives. Of course, by collaborating with Contempo, with partnership goals, I can assure that we can give a brighter future for Cebu.
And your last question, Ms. Minglanilia, is from Iconic Mall, Colon. What makes you an iconic Cebuana?
An iconic Cebuana for me is someone who has dreams not just for herself, but for the whole community of Cebu. Just like me, I aim to become an inspiration to everyone, especially the young Cebuanos and the community of special children that I have been volunteering on. And being an iconic Cebuana for me is someone who can give access to these people and that their dreams are valid.
Thank you, Ms. Minglanilia.
Thank you, everyone, and good afternoon.
Okay, we're done with Minglanilia, and now let's have Naga. Okay, Miss Naga, or Miss City of Naga is here.
Good day, everyone. I am Ella Francis S. Ricarte, 18, from Naga City.
Hello, Miss Naga. Your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
My very first experience that had humbled me was my very first pageant. It was a senior high school pageant where I just jumped into it without preparing anything. I took the risk and just thought about it as an experience, but I have realized that you can't jump into things without getting prepared first. So that was my biggest lesson.
How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
And Miss Universe Philippines Cebu title holder is a voice for those who are voiceless. They are not just all glamour with a crown, but they are those who speak up for what are those social issues.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
If I were to choose a personal success for a greater good, I would create partner with programs such as Set Forth. It is a program where I could be a representative volunteer for teaching young children ranging from 6 to 15 years old. For those who are unprivileged or did not have an access for education, I would represent for them.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
I would handle them openly. Each one of us has different opinions and beliefs, and I would try to align with them but still standing in my own opinions.
Okay, Ms. Naga, next question is from Staff Virtual. In our country, the Philippine Institute for Development shows that the average pay gap between men and women is at 18.4%, with women earning less. This means that a woman working the same position as a man earning 100,000 pesos a month is only earning 81,000 pesos. As Miss Universe Cebu, how can you use your platform to close that wage gap between men and women?
I would use my platform to speak up, especially in the government, about the wage gap against gender, based on genders, because ever since past histories, women have been oppressed, even the salary wages. So I would speak up to the government themselves to do their job properly and equally pay everyone.
Another question is from Skin Deep. What are your thoughts about this tagline, "Women empowerment is priceless"?
My understanding about that line is women empowerment is priceless because empowerment itself is very general. So you can empower everyone through even little things such as complimenting. That's all.
Okay, and your last question, Miss City of Naga, is from RDT Industrial Sales and Service. How would you encourage Cebuanos to switch to sustainable energy solutions?
I would encourage Cebuanos to support renewable energy, such as or practicing energy saving, such as using less electricity in the house by using solar systems or solar powers.
Okay, thank you, Miss City of Naga. So last 3 candidates. After City of Naga, we have Miss San Fernando. Hello, Miss San Fernando. Okay, she's here.
Pleasant afternoon to everyone. I am Thelma Suzanne Hermosa Dayo from San Fernando.
Okay, Miss San Fernando, your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
When I was in grade school, I have always been an achiever, and I would always excel everywhere that I'm put in. But when my grandfather passed away, I lost that confidence because I lost one of the only people who really believed in me without any doubts. But with the realization that I still have my family who believes in me and someone still counts on me saved me. And now I am here in Miss Universe Philippines Cebu, achieving that dream, representing San Fernando with humility.
Okay, your next question is, how would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
Ever since I was young, I've always been a fan of beauty pageants because of the glitz and glamour. But what I did not realize, that beauty queens have the power to touch the hearts and change the lives of others. And that's something that I want to impart to that 5-year-old girl. So she will know the true essence of a Miss Universe Philippines Cebu title holder.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
Joining Miss Universe Philippines Cebu was not a decision I made for my personal endeavors, but I am here because I have a cause that is dear to my heart. And now, I am in this big platform, given the chance to amplify my cause and stand for the children, not only in my community, but hopefully in the whole Cebu.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
Forging my way into the modeling and pageant industry at a very young age, I had to work with people who had who has different thoughts than me or perspectives than me. But at an early age, I also learned the value of respect and communication, because at the end of the day, our goal is to reach our goals efficiently and effectively.
Okay, Ms. San Fernando, your next question is from Skin 911 Medical. What is timeless beauty for you?
Beauty is not only found in our physical attributes, it is also found within. So, my ability to become a culturally diverse Filipina, Cebuana rather, is something that I radiate to everyone and to the children in my community. And they can also radiate it to every single person they meet.
This question is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
Participating in the Miss Universe Philippines Cebu pageant is already a big step for me to create a difference. And as a sustainable development project promoter, I would like also to create a safe space for the children in order for them to also build a sustainable future, because they are our architects of the future. So they can create a safe space not only for them, but for the whole people in the whole universe.
And your last question, Ms. San Fernando, is from the iconic Mall Colon. What makes you an iconic Cebuana?
As a true-blooded Cebuana, born and raised in San Fernando, makes me an iconic Cebuana already. But my ability to embrace who I am, my identity, and my unique story, which inspires other children as well, is something that makes me really iconic, because I do not do things just for the benefit of my own, but I do it for the benefit of everyone else.
Thank you, Ms. San Fernando.
Thank you so much. Have a nice evening po.
Okay, from San Fernando, and now to our second to the last candidate, we have from Talisay City. Okay, Miss City of Talisay.
I'm Mary Josephine Bosque, 21, from Talisay, Cebu.
Okay, Miss City of Talisay, this is your first question. Can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
I grew up in Denmark, and when I came to the Philippines, I got to experience how my mother was brought up in life. I got to learn how to to plant rice. I got to learn how to feed farm animals and experience the Filipino culture. And that's the experience that I will forever be humbled in life, that I got to know and hear my mother's story.
How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
Imagine being a superhero. But instead of fighting the bad guys, I got to share kindness and happiness everywhere I go. And I got to represent Cebu, and I'm gonna be the superhero of Cebu and be a superhero who has the voice to use my advocacy all over Cebu because I want to do a positive impact.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
Prioritizing to the greater good will always be important to me. Knowing that I have left a positive impact in the universe will always matter. Personal success is meaningful, but more important is that I could make a greater difference that is more powerful.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
I embrace that there are a lot of different people with different perspectives. But if we have respectful communication and collaboration, we can bridge a way that we can work as one and work more stronger.
Okay, Miss City of Talisay, your next question is from staff virtual. In our country, the Philippine Institute for Development shows that the average pay gap between men and women is at 18.4%, with women earning less. This means that a woman working the same position as a man earning 100,000 pesos a month is only earning 81,000 pesos. As Miss Universe Cebu, how can you use your platform to close that wage gap between men and women?
As a Miss Universe Cebu, I have this powerful platform where I can collaborate with different businesses and policymakers, and I want to ensure that every woman is fairly paid for their hard work and determination.
Another question is from Skin Deep. What are your thoughts about this tagline, "Women empowerment is priceless"?
As a beauty queen, this tagline is very inspiring, knowing that we have to appreciate the character of a woman, of her strength, and that's the beauty that shines the most, the beauty that comes from inside, and that's the beauty that will never fade.
And your last question, Miss City of Talisay, is from RDT Industrial Sales and Service. How would you encourage Cebuanos to switch to sustainable energy solutions?
I will tell you a story. Me and my family got the chance to live a province life. And in my province, we have to use solar panels as our flashlights. So when we got the chance to use our solar panels for our flashlight, I got the chance to study at night. And that flashlight has guided me to become a scholar student right now. And I want to encourage every Cebuano to use alternative ways of power.
Thank you, Miss City of Talisay. Okay, and now we're down to our very last candidate. Okay, from City of Talisay, and now we're going to have Tuburan.
Hello. Hello, good evening everyone. I'm Kathleen Hermoso Gabonada, 23, representing Tuburan.
Okay, Ms. Tuburan, your first question is, can you share a personal experience that has humbled you in life?
A personal experience that has humbled me in life just happened recently because I've always been proud of my scholarship at the University of Cebu as a law student, but just recently I fell out of the scholarship, so I'm still striving for to be the best at my studies and academics, but life has to go on, and I still want to become a lawyer.
Next question. How would you describe the role of a Miss Universe Cebu title holder to a 5-year-old girl?
To a 5-year-old girl, I would tell her that to become a Miss Universe is not only being pretty to other people, but also setting an example to everyone, not only to the ladies, but to everyone, including men and also those who aspire to become beauty queens in the future.
If you had to choose between achieving personal success or contributing to the greater good, which would you prioritize and why?
Contributing to the greater good would also equate to personal success, because if you think about it, when you help other people, that is also fulfilling on your end. So contributing to the society in ways that are quite special to other people as well, I would also consider that as personal success already.
How will you work with individuals who have perspectives different from yours?
Working with individuals who have perspectives different from mine is very challenging because you have different thoughts and you have different ideas with each other, but to come to a compromise is something that I would say as a talent, because that is not easy to do, and even though you have different opinions and everything, you sometimes have to agree to disagree.
Your next question is from Beanleaf Coffee and Tea. Our Filipino farmers are essential to the country's agriculture. How would you convince the next generation to consider farming as a career?
Considering farming as a career, especially in my municipality of Tuburan, where we grow homegrown beans, coffee beans, is something that is unusual to Cebu itself. So when you say something about the coffee, is basically enticing them to support our local farmers, especially since that's what my municipality is doing, and we are trying our best to cater to our locals.
Okay, your next question from La Paneteria di Luigi. How can you encourage Cebuanos to have healthy lifestyle?
To have a healthy lifestyle, first you must always think of your mental health, because when you are mentally okay, then everything else would follow. Being physically okay is also something that would also be a domino effect if you have a well mind and sound mind as well.
And for your last question, Ms. Tuburan, is from Contempo Property Holdings, Inc. How would you contribute to advocating for sustainable communities, particularly in Cebu?
For sustainable communities, of course, that there are a lot of subdivisions out there and a lot of townhouses that do not even comply with the ENR requirements, or they just go ahead and just put subdivisions there without even thinking of the people affected by it. And with Contempo Holdings, I have seen that they prioritize the people and community there. So that's what's important.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Tuburan. And we are officially done with our preliminary interview. And after this segment, we are now gearing up for the preliminary competition. So stay tuned for another Facebook Live.